Hello, guys. Hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and make a better version of themselves. And I'm back with one of my students' interview. He has been able to clear the Sustainability and Climate Risk exam, which is the SCR exam, in the April 2024 attempt. And he's going to be talking to us about his journey of preparing for the exam, what challenges he faced, and how he managed to clear the exam. So, for that, thank you very much, Vikrant, for taking out time and talking to us. For the benefit of the audience, if you can just give a brief about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Vikrant, and I work for a consulting firm, that too in a regulatory consulting, and it's been I have more than 12 years of experience in that. And going forward, would be discussing with Ganesh what my experience would be while preparing for this examination, apart from whatever the money I doled out for this particular exam.
Right, right. So first, and a very basic question is that you're working for a consulting firm. So why did you do SCR? Any particular reason that you thought?
So I've been researching and reading a lot and read books a lot. Not I would not say the SCR exam book, but the books has been written by authors or who are the scientists as well. So this particular topic was always of interesting to me.
Okay.
Secondly, as whenever I went for reading those articles, it really piqued my interest, and I saw that this particular sector is going to be a kind of an right now it is at an infantile stage, but this sector is going to grow a lot. I
Hmm.
agree that in sustainability, especially developed countries like UK, US, and Western, they are already far ahead of India, and even China is far ahead of us. So that really piqued my interest in that, and I
Right.
wanted to do something different, whatever I've been doing in my experience, and want to include this particular thing in my domain so that I can
Hmm.
just widen my horizon for that matter.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. And when did you decide to go for this exam?
So actually, I uh, uh, appeared for data protection and privacy exam of GDPR in the month of
Okay.
September. Then
Okay.
after almost took a क्योंकि वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा 6-7 महीने का rigorous
Hmm.
exercise होता था. So
Mm-hmm.
took a 1 month of break of October and all. Then I already had in mind कि next वाला क्या करना है SCR exam. But I took a 1 month break so that I can unlearn many things.
Right.
And I would say in the month of November, I
Mm-hmm.
downloaded a book and was just reading those articles and all. But I would the if I say that rigorous जो पढ़ने का जो time था, I started in the month of January only. However, in
Okay.
the month of December, I was just reading, but not that seriously. कभी पढ़
Mm-hmm.
लिया, टाइम मिला तो पढ़ लिया, या फिर वीकेंड पे पढ़ लिया, ऑफिस में कभी टाइम मिला तो पढ़ लिया. It totally
Right.
depends what time I'm getting and what time
Right.
extracting, whatever the free time I had.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did you decided to join us?
That very late, I would say, in almost in the first of April, first week of April, when I uh, decided to join your course and pursue it in a very rigorous manner. I know I didn't know what was why I took this decision so late, but yeah, I was feeling after Jan Feb March 3 महीने पढ़ने के बाद मुझे लग रहा था कि कहीं ना कहीं कमी थी कि मैं
Hmm.
वो उसको कैसे अपीयर करूंगा कि कहाँ पे मेरे को पता तो चले यार मतलब इतना पढ़ तो रहा हूँ एंड इट्स ऑल थ्योरी वाला एग्जाम है बट कितना
Right.
पढ़ना होता है कैसे रिटेन करना होता है देयर शुड बी सम काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेटजी so
Right.
that's why I joined it very late in the month of April only, first week of April.
Okay. Okay. So from before you joining us, you were just reading the GARP material.
Yes, I was just reading the GA book. That's it. Whatever material was there in the GA, only the book, I would say, not
Okay.
anything other than else.
And you were how much time you were giving before joining us? I mean, on a daily basis, you were able to sit for the preparation.
Yes, yes. On a daily basis, I was able to sit for at least a few hours. 1 से 2 घंटे लगते थे क्योंकि मतलब आप एक से एक चैप्टर भी अगर पढ़ रहे हो और 2 पेजेस ही पढ़ते हो आपको 1 घंटा पता नहीं चलेगा कहाँ चला जाता था क्योंकि देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स आर इन्वॉल्व वो
Mm-hmm.
आप एक एक इंट्यूशन भी रहती है बंदे की कि यार हर एक 2 लाइन के ऊपर कम से कम 2 या 3 क्वेश्चन बन रहे थे राइट
Right.
और काफी इंटरलिंकिंग भी होता है अदर चैप्टर्स के साथ तो एक
Yes.
वो भी एक माइंड में था कि मतलब I had to give in at least few hours on a daily basis. So from Jan to March, I was able to give that on a daily basis. But कई
Okay.
बार होता था जब ऑफिस की तरफ से काम करें तो टाइम नहीं मिल पाता था. But I used to
Hmm.
study on the weekend to compensate that.
Okay. But before that, how many round of reading you had completed of the GAP material?
So before joining you,
Huh?
so before joining, I completed at least three times that book.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least three, thrice I did that.
And then once you joined, what was the process that you followed?
So once I joined, again, watching all those videos one by one, then whatever the pattern you were saying that this particular section should be done, then the round of questions, then again going back to the book. So this is the
Hmm.
pattern I was following: reading, going through the videos, then whatever the questions you were telling me
Right.
on और आपके जो उसके PPTs वगैरह में जो थे, then going back to the book again. So even
Okay.
before joining you, एवरी मंथ मैंने जैन फेब मार्च का बना रखा था कि हर महीने में कम से कम पूरी बुक की एक बार रीडिंग तो करनी ही है, बिकॉज आई हैड वेरी लेस टाइम व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड इन द मंथ ऑफ जन, बिकॉज ये टाइम बाउंडेशन वाला होता है ना एग्जाम कि आपको इतना टाइम
Hmm.
में देना ही है.
Right. 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 So now, and you're basically watching the video, and then you're going towards the solving of the first quiz, if I'm not wrong. Correct?
Yes, 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 first quiz, yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
And
Yeah,
then once you completed for all the chapters, you again went and did some
again,
revision, did so the
yes,
second quiz. Okay.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
because generally in our quiz also the first and the second quiz is slightly easy. And
तो
then as
लेटर
you
में,
move,
हाँ,
ha,
जो आपके
it,
मॉक टेस्ट वगैरह जो होते थे वो काफी ज्यादा एकदम डिफिकल्ट लेवल पे होते थे. स्टार्टिंग के जो वो वाले जो आप पीपीटीज वगैरह में देते, दे आर क्वाइट आई वुड रादर से
easy, they were easy.
moderately aligned with moderately aligned, but when you go to this mock test question, that was really mind boggling. It was really shaking my soul, I would rather say.
In fact, just to add a point, so somebody told me, why are you not keeping the first and the second level tough? In the sense,
Okay.
it should be to the
Hmm.
exam level. But my
Hmm.
thought process is very different. Somebody who is reading the content for the first time,
Hmm.
if he finds a very tough question, he will get demotivated.
Correct,
He
correct,
will not
agree,
pick up.
agree. Right,
And
right.
that is why. And if you look at the sample paper, carb sample paper also,
Hmm.
the way they have created it is slightly tough. You
Yes,
will get lower score generally in those
yes,
papers
correct. हाँ,
that way.
right.
So
Even
and how many? Huh,
अगर आपको याद हो, आपसे मैंने मतलब एग्जाम के हफ्ते या 10 दिन पहले बात करी होगी कि
okay.
यार मैंने गाप का पेपर दिया है एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई स्कोर्ड व्हिच वाज लेस देन आई थिंक 50% और समथिंग, राइट. सो यू टोल्ड मी कि डोंट गेट मोटिवेटेड, होगा थोड़ा टफ होता है. देन अगेन आई गॉट सम काइंड ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस इन इट कि यार हाँ थोड़ा पढ़ते हैं, टाइम है भी, 10 दिन का
Hmm.
टाइम है, काफी है इसलिए.
क्योंकि मैंने ऐसे लोगों को भी देखा है जो जिन्होंने 10 दिन में एग्जाम निकाला है.
हाँ हाँ, देयर
Obviously, they
माइट
had
बी.
some background उनका था, but ऐसा नहीं था कि they were not able to pick it up. आपने 10 दिन की छुट्टी ले लिया, प्रॉपरली पढ़ रहे हो, आपके पास मटेरियल है, टूल है, तो आप निकाल सकते हो. बट
मैंने सिर्फ एक ही हफ्ते का छुट्टी लिया था. दे माइट बी द प्रोडिजी चाइल्ड, आई एम नॉट, सो आई हैड टू वर्क हार्डर ऑन दैट फैसेट
राइट,
एक्चुअली.
बट आपका जो प्रीवियस रीडिंग भी था ना, तीन
हाँ,
जैम, वो आपको बहुत हेल्प किया होगा, बिकॉज
यस यस,
रिकॉल बहुत हेल्प करता है
हाँ हाँ
इन
हाँ,
टर्म्स ऑफ.
दैट्स राइट, दैट्स राइट.
और हाउ मेनी मॉक पेपर्स यू सॉल्व्ड?
So frankly speaking, I just did your quizzes, जो आपके पीपीटी वाले थे, and plus those quizzes which you have mock test वाले जो थे, वही वाले
हर
करे
एक
थे मैंने
हर एक चैप्टर के बाद जो थे
हर एक चैप्टर
फोर
के
फोर
बाद. हाँ
क्विजेस.
हाँ हाँ, वो 4 क्विजेस एंड लास्ट में जो मॉक टेस्ट जो दे रखे थे वो भी कर लिए थे, एंड वन गाप पेपर.
वो मॉक्स में कैसे आ रहे थे जो फुल लेंथ मॉक थे?
जो आपके वाले फुल लेंथ मॉक्स है यार, दे वर माइंड बॉगलिंग फॉर मी फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग. आई वुड
ओके.
इफ आई से आई वाज व्हेनेवर आई वाज स्कोरिंग, आई वाज डिसेंट इनफ. मतलब अगर 20 क्वेश्चन कर रहा हूँ तो कभी 14 आ रहे हैं, कभी 15 आ रहे हैं. ऐसा नहीं था कि भाई बहुत ज्यादा कम आ रहे. कुछ मॉक्स ऐसे भी थे जो मतलब मुझे 8 या 6, 20 में से अगर 8 या 6 क्वेश्चन कर पा रहा हूँ, तो
ओके.
हाँ, इट वाज क्वाइट अ टफ वन.
Okay. And you solved all the full length mock papers that we
यस
had
यस,
given.
फॉर
And
ईच
the
एंड एवरी.
GARP also, GARP sample paper.
हाँ हाँ, गाप सैंपल पेपर तो आपने ही बोला था जब आपसे मेरी बात हुई थी, तो यू टोल्ड
Hmm.
मी जस्ट गो थ्रू दैट गाप पेपर एज वेल, बिकॉज़ दैट गाप आई राइट नाउ इफ आई थिंक आई शुड हैव सॉल्व्ड गाप पेपर लिटिल बिट अर्लियर. आपके साथ
Hmm.
साथ जैसे आपका एक मॉक टेस्ट करता किया था
Hmm.
मैंने, उसके बाद ही मुझे सॉल्व कर लेना चाहिए था. राइट नाउ आई एम फीलिंग इवन आफ्टर पासिंग दैट एग्जाम, तो
Okay.
मुझे और ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता, बट स्टिल आई वाज एबल टू डू इट इन अ वेरी आई वुड रादर से इन अ टाइम फ्रीक्वेंट मैनर.
Okay. And throughout this entire journey, there were like 8 chapters in your exam. So which chapter you faced problem mostly?
So same, especially the chapter 6 and 7. राइट.
Okay.
एंड these चैप्टर अगर आप, मैंने जो आपको शेयर भी किया वो पीडीएफ क्वार्टाइल जिसमें मैं
हाँ हाँ.
मैं कर रहा हूँ, तो वो चैप्टर थोड़े ऐसा नहीं था कि मतलब दे वर क्वाइट टफ और समथिंग, बट इट वाज
Mhm.
डिफिकल्ट टू रीड इन सो मेनी थिंग्स इन दोज चैप्टर. सो दैट्स व्हाई
Okay.
आई मोरली फोकस चैप्टर 6 and 7 जो था वो मुझे थोड़ा ज्यादा तंग कर रहा था अगर मैं देखूं तो. अदरवाइज बाकी सारे
Okay.
मॉडरेटली एंड फेयर अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो था उसमें सच.
मैं अभी आपका क्वार्टाइल से देख रहा हूँ तो फर्स्ट
हाँ.
चैप्टर यू गॉट top quartile, huh?
या.
Which is slightly tough because I've seen a lot of people's quartiles now for this exam also. Very few people have got top quartile. That is first thing. Second, majority people who failed,
Oh.
they failed because of this book, this chapter, and this is the easiest chapter. If you read
Hmm.
now, the first chapter you'll find, yeah, this is very easy
Hmm.
in terms of content, but
Hmm.
this is where people fail
Yes,
mostly.
yes. No, I didn't took it any of the chapter very, I would say it is moderately written or something very, इसे कैसे easy type लिखा हो, ऐसा कोई भी नहीं लिखा हुआ था. That I
Hmm.
would agree with.
Now, when you went to the exam, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when you started solving, so you had 80 question and around 3 hours for to clear the exam. Okay, what was
Mm-hmm.
your approach? I mean, did you solve 1, 2, 3, 4, or did you change the pattern? What was your approach?
So, पहला तो mind में ये रखा था, whenever I was solving this one question,
Hmm.
even if I'm confident this is right or wrong, I am saying I have to correct all these 79 other questions. If you remember, just to give an example, आपसे मेरी बात हुई थी कि 60 क्वेश्चन कर लोगे, then you are on a safer side, right? So I
Hmm.
was keeping in that particular thing in mind कि एक क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहा हूँ, अगर राइट है रॉन्ग है फर्क नहीं पड़ता, if I have done it. बाकी 79 क्वेश्चन I should be focusing more. Second, while
Okay.
solving this question, I was where I was not confident, I was flagging that those questions कि भाई इसमें
Right.
थोड़ा वापस I have to review it again at the end of the session and all. So this
Hmm.
was the approach I was following कि एक के बाद एक करना ही है, but I was flagging some question on which I was not confident enough to for the review session at the end of the time.
And out of the overall 80 question, what was your understanding that how many questions were easy, how many questions were medium difficult, and how many questions were very tough?
So actually, I can't recall right now how many questions were tough and all. And
And
for me,
around guess, a guess.
I would say around 20 to 25 questions were quite tough. Okay.
Okay.
15, 20 question would be kind of I would say, quite easy. And rest of them were moderate.
Okay.
But I have taken each and every question very tough just to have an understanding कि हाँ सही हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And you were able to complete everything in 3 hours?
Yes, yes. I was able to complete everything in 3 years. Fortunately enough, I was able to get, at least I marked myself that कि मुझे at the end of the question
Hmm.
paper में 30 minutes तो रहे हैं to review for all those
Okay.
questions, even those are flagged one as well.
Okay.
So
And how many?
2.5,
Huh.
so
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours are marked to complete each and everything, and
Hmm.
30 minutes were for the review for the flagged questions and other questions as well.
Right. And how many questions did you flag when you reached at the end? How many questions were you were facing challenge?
Around 15 questions.
Okay, but
15, 16 questions है, ज़्यादा नहीं थे.
acha, and rest 65, you had read the question properly. You have marked
Yes,
and you were more or less confident that this is
yes,
correct.
yes. Yeah, definitely. So I still remember just a photographic memory out of it. 15, yeah, 15, 16 questions जो थे वो मैंने flag कर रखे थे review के लिए at the end.
Okay. And
बाकी
this
सारे
was
16.
similar. And this was similar when you were doing the full length mock papers of ours and also the GAR.
No, no, no,
Similar.
no. That was not similar. I would say mock paper के time पे तो यार वो एक mindset रहता ना कि you are very laid back. हाँ ठीक है, fail भी हो गया तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता इतना. तो उस time
Okay.
पे I was just while doing the mocks I was keeping two things in mind. Where would I where I'm lacking, जहाँ
Hmm.
पे concept clarity बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरत है, और दूसरा ये चीज कि यार ये वाला क्वेश्चन अगर रॉन्ग हो रहा है तो मतलब व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट. इज इट टोटली
Okay.
इफ आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिटेन इट, or is it there is not a concept clarity as well.
Okay. Okay. And on an average, you were able to solve one question in what, 2 minutes properly?
हाँ, इतना तो टाइम लगा था. दो मैंने हाँ 2.5 मिनट्स मैंने रखा था हर एक क्वेश्चन के लिए ऑलमोस्ट.
Okay. And in the actual exam, you found any calculation-based questions?
Yeah, there were at least, I would say, there was one case study
Hmm.
that was totally calculation based, and there are around 3 to 4 questions, around 8 questions were there. They were more on the calculation based.
Okay. Okay. 8 questions. Okay.
8 questions.
Wow. Because normally what I heard is around 3 to 4 max. Eight is
हाँ,
slightly higher
agree,
number.
agree, agree. Even while watching your videos as well, I agree to that कि 3 से 4 ही क्वेश्चन आएंगे, बट कुछ
हाँ.
उसमें एक एक्चुअली हुआ क्या, एक केस स्टडी वगैरह भी आ गया, तो उसमें भी कुछ कैलकुलेशन वाले क्वेश्चन थे. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि
Okay.
अराउंड पूरे 4 क्वेश्चन जो आते हैं केस स्टडी में, उसमें 2 क्वेश्चन कैलकुलेशन वाले थे, और
Hmm.
बाकी के अराउंड 3 टू, अब आई वुड से आई कैन नॉट रिकॉल राइट नाउ, बट 4 to 6 क्वेश्चन ऐसा होगा
Okay. And
एटलीस्ट.
case study was really tough.
Yes, case study was really tough because that
Okay.
was testing my. I wasn't expecting that would particularly test my knowledge of जो जिसमें ग्रीन वॉशिंग वगैरह का जो एक चैप्टर है ना, जिसमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट
Hmm.
टाइप की ग्रीन वॉशिंग्स हैं दे रखे
Right.
हैं,
Right.
वो मेरा टेस्ट करेगा. आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट दैट वुड कम इन केस स्टडी. एंड
Right.
अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट देयर आर अदर 3 to 4 concepts were also be intermingled in that particular case study. So I was
Huh.
not expecting that. But
That
yeah,
is generally the thought process. I mean, you will
yes.
ask 2, 3 chapters together and then they will combine and ask you.
हाँ हाँ, तो वो था. बट एट द एंड while even after completing the exam, I was able to recall some of the questions. Then I
Hmm.
was whatever the answer I have marked, I was able to recall that हाँ, ये वाला सही किया है मैंने.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And fairly, when you came out of the exam center,
Hmm.
what was there in your mind? You were confident that I'll clear?
Not at all. Frankly speaking, not at all. It was
Okay.
just I said कि because you do not have any questions to take all those के बाद में आता ना, जैसे हम 10th में एग्जाम देते थे, क्वेश्चन पेपर होता था कि हाँ ये
Hmm.
सही हुआ है, सही हुआ है. I was not confident enough, but I was कि मैं clear करूंगा, but I was confident enough कि भाई fail भी नहीं होगा.
Okay. Okay.
हाँ,
But
ये
somewhere,
था.
somewhere in between, you're there.
Somewhere in between, because thing is that, as you rightly said, this is more on the theoretical side, right? You, when you give the exam, you mark the answer as per your interpretation and understanding, right?
Hmm.
But what is the, and how the particular question is framed, that's altogether depend on the who is setting the question paper, right? So
Right.
there was a kind of an, I would say, it was, I was a little bit less confident, but I was
Hmm.
confident enough that I would not be failing.
Okay. And with respect to the questions, so questions were very lengthy in the exam or like 2 line questions?
No. Questions were very lengthy actually. तो हर एक क्वेश्चंस में एक्चुअली जैसा 3-3 4-4 लाइन वाले क्वेश्चंस होते थे. सिंगल लाइन वाले क्वेश्चन जो थे वो मतलब आई वुड से अराउंड 10-12 क्वेश्चंस पे थे सिंगल लाइन वाले. बाकी तो सारे
Okay.
उसमें तो बहुत सारी चीजें लिखी हुई थी. 3-3 मुझे कई कई बार होता था कि एक क्वेश्चन को कम से कम 3 से 4 बार पढ़ना पड़ रहा था कि इफ आई एम एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इज ऑल अबाउट क्वेश्चन में, कहते हैं ना, क्वेश्चन में ही आंसर छिपा होता है,
Right. Right.
राइट?
Right.
कई बार तो
And
क्वेश्चन एक बार आप इंटरप्रेट कर लोगे, देन इट्स बेटर फॉर यू टू मार्क द करेक्ट आंसर.
and did you find any specific question like this? Like there is a scenario being given. You're talking about some scenario, and at the end, when you read the last line, you realize what are they asking.
Yes,
In the
yes. हाँ,
sense,
it happened.
what I'm saying is the scenario is not at all related to what has been asked.
करेक्ट. आई एग्री,
अच्छा.
टोटली एग्री. इवन एंड के जो लास्ट पार्ट होता था ना क्वेश्चन का, वो कई बार होता था कि यार ये तो ऊपर कुछ और ही बोल रहा है और नीचे कुछ और ही दिया हुआ है. समटाइम आई वाज एबल टू फाइंड सम फ्यू क्वेश्चंस एज वेल जहां पे 3 या 4 लाइन का क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन सेकंड लाइन में ही उसका मीनिंग छुपा हुआ है कि व्हाट द आंसर यू वुड बी गिविंग. सो ऐसा भी था.
Okay. Okay. So you have to read the question 2 times,
Yes,
2 times,
yes.
3 times to
Twice
just.
or thrice, even for people who are going to appear in October or next year or something. My only suggestion for them, just read the question twice at least, minimum twice. आराम से ध्यान से पढ़ना. Something like this. 3 बार ही पढ़ना पड़ेगा तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Because if once you understand the question, marking the right answer is an easy way.
Okay. Now, finally, 3 advices from your side to people who are going to appear for the upcoming SCR exam. Apart from the advice that you gave now, 3 more advice.
So, first advice would be give yourself at least, as per my experience, at least give yourself 3 to 4 months, at least 4 months before you give the exam. Second, read book, GARP book, as many time as possible. And also, please subscribe to Ganesh sir videos and whatever the material he is going to give. That was really helpful for me. I would rather say that was actually that really increased my confidence once I bought those. Even after reading इतने बार read 3 बार read करने के बाद भी, but आपके questions के और जो आपने notes बनाए that really gave me an confidence. तीन के 4 दे दूंगा मैं. तीसरा जो गार्प का जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है, प्लीज सॉल्व इट एटलीस्ट. मुझे अभी लगता है कि मैंने थोड़ी गलती कर दी कि 10 दिन पहले सॉल्व किया. आई वुड रादर सजेस्ट पीपल एटलीस्ट सॉल्व अ मंथ बिफोर. 1 महीने पहले सॉल्व कर लें आप बिफोर गोइंग फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन. So that will give you a better understanding, and again solve all question of Ganesh question book and booklets and quizzes. And last but not the least, again once you keep on going to and fro, क्यों गलत हो रहा है कोई भी क्वेश्चन का. So
Okay,
these are the
analysis.
yes analysis. You have to do the analysis. कोई भी गाप का क्वेश्चन पेपर कर रहे हो, please go through that book again, read it again, even if it is taking more time of yours. That is really helpful.
Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Thank you, Vikrant, for taking out time and talking to us. And your discussion is going to be really motivating for a lot of students who are going to appear in future, and they will understand the exam better before they appear for it, before they prepare for it. So thank you very much for taking out time.
Thanks a lot, Ganesh, and I wish you all the very best and your students so that they can clear the exam in a jiffy. Just like that.
Thank you.
Okay.